Today we're going to be learning about chicory. So chicory has a beautiful blue flower, and you often see it in farmers' fields as farmers use it for their stock, but it can also be used for people. So why would I use it? I'd use it for coffee substitute. So if you're trying to get rid of that awful habit of drinking coffee, which can damage your health, so therefore you don't have to suffer, you can have a lovely substitute. So we're going to be making some coffee. So you can also use the green leaves as well in salads and use it as a cooked vegetable. So let's go out in the field and see if we can find some. Today we're here with the chicory. Doesn't it look beautiful? It's got its lovely cornflower type flowers, pale sort of bluey purple, and it's quite tall, and it has many different stages in its growing season. So now it's near its end, so it grows from December till March, and so we're nearly the end of February. So you can see it's quite lovely. It's amongst all this lucerne. So we have some that I've pulled out some of the roots. So these make a delicious coffee because they have so much sugar in them. When you roast it and caramelize it, it makes a lovely flavor. And we have some here. So some people confuse it to dandelion, which is a bit strange, but it actually does have sort of dandelion type leaves. It does have fine little hairs on it, so that's another thing that dandelion doesn't have. And it has a bit of the red colour in the stalks, in the big older stalks. So you can eat this. This makes quite a nice salad green or a cooked vegetable. You can use the roots as a cooked vegetables, but most people use it for a coffee. And the reason farmers like it so much is because it makes a great food for their stock. So yeah, the good way to tell is the beautiful flowers. That's the giveaway that it's chicory. So we're back now with our chicory roots, and I've already just given them a wee scrub in some water, so they're looking pretty good. So remember that you can use the greens that look a little bit like dandelions, pretty big. So you can use these as a salad. Some people find them too bitter, but you can use them cooked. And so we have the roots here, so they're pretty hard to chop sometimes. So generally when they are first year rosette, this is the one, they're easy to chop, but when they're second year, they're pretty hard to chop up. So you can use it as a root vegetable, like you'd have parsnips. Look lovely and white. So the inside core is that hard bit that I'm chopping. You can see it's a bit woody. Sometimes you can just slide it off a little bit like that if you don't like that hard bit. So you'd want to chop them all fairly the same size, so that helps with the roasting. So they're a very sweet root, so when you cook them they go lovely and caramelly. So they're high in inulin, so they're great for helping your blood sugars to be balanced, and can be really good with anxiety and stress. So that's always a good thing to have on hand. Okay, so I think that's pretty much okay now to put in the pan. So now we'll just take this out of the way and we'll turn this on. So we're going to dry roast it. So that means I'm not using any oil, just plain old chicory roots. So it's kind of like what we do for the dandelion coffee as well. Just get them nice and hot, so it'll take a wee while. You can use a cast iron pan as well, they work really well. You can do this over a barbecue, you can do this outside on a little campfire. There's always plenty of ways to do this. Just a matter of keeping it moving so that it dries nice and evenly. So they say that you should use no more than 20 grams of chicory a day, as sometimes it can upset your tummy if you have too much. It's not generally a problem. When you mix it with something else, it goes a long way. So it'll probably take about another 10 minutes, just depends on how hot you are, how hot it is and how much you stir it. So now we've been roasting for a wee while now, so it's all lovely and dry, bone dry, so this is perfect. So now we're just going to stop this and we're going to wait for it to cool down a wee bit and then we'll grind it. So now it's nice and cooled, and so you can see how brown it is, nice and dry. So now we're going to pop it in the grinder. Here we go. Just going to make some noise. It's always a good idea just to check that you've got it how you want it. I think I might just grind it just a little bit more. What you can do is you can see I've got some big bits and some small bits. So if there's some really big bits, so just have a wee chop, because you don't really want it as all of it as a powder, because it will just go through your sieve. You can always sieve what I've done just now as well, and then just grind it again. So I've actually got some dandelion coffee here, which I'm going to pop with it. So I'm going to put it in the pan just to brown it up to get a good flavour from it now. There we go. Just making sure that I've got it on high. I don't want to be wasting too much of your time here waiting for it to cook on low. It doesn't smell too bad, so that's good. So you can buy your own chicory coffee from the supermarket or health store, but they tend to be quite expensive, so it's really good if you can make your own. It's a nice achievement being able to save some money and have it homemade. Now it's starting to caramelize a bit now, so I'm just going to very quickly pop in my dandelion, just because I wanted to toast my dandelion just a wee bit more. So I'm going to quickly do this because I can see a bit of smoke coming. So just quickly mix it together. It almost feels like I've got a bit of oil in the pan, but it's just that it's caramelizing because of the sugar content in it. Okay, I'm going to turn it off now. And I'm just going to wait for this to cool down. So now I'm finished with this. So I'm using a pot. Doesn't mean you have to use a pot. You can use a fancy espresso machine or a coffee plunger, whatever, but I'm just showing you that it doesn't have to be fancy. So I'm just going to put 2 teaspoons in. There we go. And I've just boiled the water. So I'm just going to get on this. So if you'd like to leave it to seep for a wee bit, it would be good. But not necessary if you're in a bit of a hurry. Always a good thing to have a nice wee sieve, because then you can reuse the coffee grinds if it's still got a bit of colour left in it. So I will just fast forward this wee bit for you. So I'm going to put a wee bit of milk in this, so I'm leaving a good amount of room. So you can use whatever milk you like. You can use almond, soy, rice, oat, whatever. I'm just going to use some organic soy. If you use a finer sieve, you won't have floaties. And I'm just going to put a little bit of honey in it. Don't have to put honey. If you wish, you can. Because remember, you want to have a drink that you can enjoy, not just drink something because you know it's good for you, but also to enjoy it. So why don't you have a go at making a nice drink for a friend to show them how much God loves them and how He's provided these wonderful herbs and weeds for not just for us to enjoy, but also so they can be good for our body. So I'm just going to pop this in just to add a little bit of prettiness to it. So should I try it, see what it tastes like? That's lovely. So whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, do it for the glory of God.